Ladies and gentlemen, this is CNN, and they did a report on 10,000 restaurants around the country that will be closing once again due to the pandemic. Now, many of these restaurants closed back in March. Now they have to close for a second time. Many are saying they are not making the money they did pre pandemic. Some are saying they are not going to continue to keep their doors open. They may have to just permanently close. So, boy, one pandemic and the country is falling apart. I'm going to go ahead and let you listen to this video from CNN.
Business owners are just devastated, and some of them had already been closed by some county measures. Among them, right here in Sherman Oaks, this restaurant, the Pineapple Hill Saloon and Grill. Angela Margin is the owner, and she went to the internet to describe how a movie set was able to operate a feeding area near her business while her business was completely shut down.
They have not given us money and they have shut us down. We cannot survive. My staff cannot survive. Look at this. Tell me that this is dangerous, but right next to me, as a slap in my face, that's safe. This is safe. 50 feet away. This is dangerous. Mayor Garcetti and Gavin Newsom is responsible for every single person that doesn't have unemployment, that does not have a job, and all the businesses that are going under. And we need your help. We need somebody to do something about this.
And we should note that Mayor Garcetti said that his heart does go out to Angela. He went on to say that there were concerns about these ICU numbers. And we should also note that it is not, in a sense, an LA City rule that first closed this business down. It was an LA County rule. So we're going to bring in Angela now and talk to her about what has happened here. I know you're devastated. Can you illustrate for people how much you invested to try to stay open with the outdoor dining and the rest?
We took out a loan of $150,000 from the disaster loan. We were lucky enough to apply and get it. We spent around $80,000 between the inside doing what we needed to do for COVID to keep our clients safe, because that is our number one priority. We want our people to be safe, and building the outdoor patio just so we could stay open.
And what has your reaction been to the political inactivity on many fronts to help restaurants like yours?
I'm at a loss. I'm devastated. I am trying to. I feel like they're living in La La Land. I feel like what they're wanting us to do is just not very realistic, and the science isn't backing the outdoor dining. And I'm at a loss of words. You know, I'm at a loss of words.
And describe for us what it's like to have to tell an employee, "I'm sorry, I just don't have work for you," and what they're going through.
It's unbearable. I mean, you try to put on a good face. You try to say, "Don't worry, we're going to reopen. I'm going to make it happen." But to look at my staff, give them their last paycheck right before Christmas, and some of them are newer staff that have been shut down over and over, and their unemployment's running out, and they have kids and children. It's the most excruciating feeling, you know. But you try to be strong and you try to give hope, because people need hope, you know?
Do you feel as if restaurant workers and restaurateurs are treated somehow as a substandard group when it comes to these relief bills?
Yeah, I do. I feel like there's not a face, it's just numbers. And the numbers aren't even right, because the effect that it's having as far as how many restaurants employ. Like I was doing my protest on Saturday. There were 5 restaurant owners there and bar owners. Between 5 of us, we employ 1,000 people, all of which are saying they have another month left if they're lucky. They're not going to make it through this shutdown.
Yeah, that's what many of them are saying. So,
thousands of people trying to
stop that. So, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, she's among many in this country that are complaining about, the circumstances and keeping their workers employed and not generating the income that they were making pre-coronavirus. So it's been rough. So America's restaurants, many of them have permanently closed, with thousands more on the brink of collapsing. So, ladies and gentlemen, just think about this. Many of these restaurants that have been in operation for years were usually, full service restaurants. Many of them serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Well, now their revenue has said to have dropped between 36% and 83% in some cases. And that has been since the pandemic started. Some of them are closing their doors permanently because by the time they pay for their lease or their rent, they don't have that much money to keep the operation going. So, in short, restaurant industry simply cannot wait for relief any longer. And they're hoping that the stimulus that's coming in 2021 will have a proposal in there for small businesses, but that's not a given. CNN Business dashboard tracking America's recovery shows a steep drop in restaurant reservations, down 70% in the country during the pandemic. They recovered in September but have fallen behind once again. A bipartisan stimulus proposal that includes an extension of the Paycheck Protection Program, which a group that includes Democratic Mark Warner of Virginia wants to unveil something this week for these small businesses. However, holdups over other issues mean it's unclear if a deal will be reached. Another measure called the Restaurant Act of 2020 was passed by a Democratic controlled House in October as part of a $2.2 trillion stimulus package. But it has not been taken up by the Republican controlled Senate, and it is unclear if it will be part of any final relief package. Restrictions on indoor dining capacity in some U.S. states and other lockdown stipulations like curfews have ravished the industry. Now, here in my state, 10 o'clock is the curfew for these restaurants. Okay, a number of national chains filed for bankruptcy this year, Ruby Tuesdays and California Pizza Kitchen, which has resulted in the closure of hundreds of locations. This week, a Los Angeles business owner who was forced to shut down her restaurant said she felt like other small businesses are being unfairly targeted by California's new and stricter stay-at-home order. So, it's another industry suffering like many others during the coronavirus. And, some people eat out, some don't. Many people don't eat out at all. It really depends on who the individual is. So, no matter how you look at it, it's definitely not the same for many of these restaurants around the country. But y'all, please tell me what you think. Over 10,000 American restaurants will be closed within the next 3 weeks. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.